everybody. I'm currently traveling Interstate 55 northbound, just outside of Lincoln, Illinois. I'm currently headed to Morton, Illinois to drop off a load and pick up a load too. Picking up the same location, dropping off at the same location. Very, very nice. I know there's a little bit of confusion. The last time you guys saw me, we were headed to Atlanta with the load, dropping off and then head to Mississippi. This is a Mississippi load that I have. When I got to Illinois, of course I got majorly stuck in time. It took me almost 45 minutes to get through that. It was from, the time that I ended the video all the way to, where I dropped off, which was a 15-minute drive normally, 45 being long. I had to get a 155 north here. Okay. This is a left lane. Okay. There's some places like the left lane is an exit only. There's no other way. So I just got to make sure here. I just saw this sign and it confirmed to me that this is where I need to be. So anyways, so when I got to Atlanta to drop off the load, I forgot to record. It's something that I've been doing a lot. When I got to Atlanta, it was kind of like a fast-paced situation. I had to get in there and get out. There was another CRST driver that needed my spot, so I, of course, had to move. And by the time I dropped the trailer and, hooked up to the all the interesting parts anyways, I just completely forgot to record. And by the time I realized that, I did realize that afterwards. I was like, oh crap, I forgot to grab the camera. Oh well, there's nothing I can do. So fortunately I don't have any of that footage. And when I got to Mississippi to pick up the load that I have now, I get very lost. What I did not know is there's multiple Caterpillar locations in that city, or in that general area. Multiple warehouses. So I went to the first warehouse that I saw. Wasn't where I needed to be. I was able to talk to a guy. He was able to sort of give me directions. And I was able to find the next warehouse, which fortunately had a CB radio. I talked to the guy, or talked to shipping at least, and they didn't have my paperwork either, so they gave me sort of directions, but I got very lost. I went around the block. I was backing up, all that stuff, backing up on a public street. It's not a good idea, but it wasn't a highly traveled street, so I could get away with it. But went around the block. The guy's like, turn right, turn right. So I freaking hit the brakes. I turned right. I had no idea that this guy was talking to me, but I just went with it. I went with my gut and said, I think he's talking to me. So I went right. I was able to find my gate, and I was able to get loaded. And by the time, that was a good 15-20 minutes wasted time. Wasn't even worth it. So that's pretty much what happened. I drove most of the night. The roads were kind of boring. It was like highway, not interstate roads. Just driving through boring towns and just pretty much bored everything. So I just decided not to record last night. So that's what has been going on. I think I've pretty much covered everything. So there was a topic that I want to try to talk to you guys about. So that I've been really debating, discussing with you guys. So in that I probably shouldn't even be concerned with or shouldn't even care about at this point. But it'd be nice to get some opinions about this. Have you ever messed up with a person so bad, but it wasn't really intentional, it wasn't supposed to happen, and you try to fix it? And that's what I've been trying to do for the past, for pretty much a very long time now. Well, let me go ahead and go in a little bit of a story with this. So, I'm not going to mention any names. So, this was a girl, which I'm going to call person, that I had a big crush on. I'll admit that much. It's still kind of new, but it's not as big as it was anymore. It's definitely like very, very light on, how much my feelings are about this person. It doesn't matter to me anymore. But what it does matter is making things right. It's just that one thing where you're like, this is something that you just want to make right. No matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes, just try to make something right. So, what happened was, I think I mentioned this was back in middle school, good 10 years ago. This was a long time. But I used to hang around with a whole bunch of group of friends, that new person. And, well, they're not really friends anymore. They're more like acquaintances or people that I don't even know anymore. Quite frankly, I don't know any of those people anymore. Haven't heard from them for a very long time. Pretty much all disappear, moved, whatever you want to call it. Typically what happens in school, you get to know somebody, they'll move, or you end up hating the fucking guts, which I hate somebody's guts, that's for sure, for this bullshit. So anyways, alright guys, I have to fix this hat, I can't see with the crap. So the group of people that I used to hang out with ended up figuring out that I liked this person. And there was one person in the group that I used to hang out with that didn't really like me very well, that absolutely hated me or was jealous, one of the two. I don't know which, I will never know that. But I, ended up, they ended up figuring out that I ended up liking person. So, the one person in the group that I used to hang out with tried to ruin that. In any way possible, started saying things that I didn't say, and all that stuff. But one thing that really ruined it the most, and one rumor that really ruined things the most, and two instances that made it look even worse, is the fact that I used to take pictures and keep pictures of person, which wasn't true. That's just fucking weird. Who the fuck does that? Like, that's one way to make yourself look like a creep, that's for sure. And I don't give a shit about having pictures of anybody. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, there was two instances that made things look really bad. and make this look true, which was just all misunderstanding. So one time during lunch, when I was back in middle school, there was a really awesome principal that, as long as the teachers were okay with it, and if you weren't in class, you can listen to music, you can, do all that stuff, especially during lunch and stuff like that. So you can have an electronic device. But it was pretty cool. It didn't last very long because that principal either got fired or left, and things went back to no electronic devices in school and all that stuff. But anyways, so during that time, I had a iPod Touch. I believe it was like a second generation. I don't honestly know. But this was an iPhone that didn't have cameras yet. Cameras wasn't a thing. During that time was, a very, very old iPod Touch. Wasn't even an iPhone. So I couldn't take pictures, and the friend over there, or one of the friends that I used to hang out with, I used to eat lunch with him, which is against my judgment, of course. They thought that I was trying to take picture of person when they were walking by, because I would sit by a hallway where they would walk by and something like that, which wasn't the case. Of course, I can't even fucking take pictures, so that doesn't make any sense. Teachers got involved, and I showed him that, I didn't have any, pictures of them or anything like that. It was impossible. So, other than me, I just got told I wasn't allowed to have my iPod until like end of semester or something like that, which to be honest, I didn't even listen to that rule because I thought it was bullshit. So I just, I kept on, listening to music because that's what helped me with, schoolwork and stuff like that. Nobody ever did anything. So the second situation that really made this look bad, it was a phone that actually did have a camera, but like I said, it was a miscommunication, a misunderstanding. So this situation was at a school dance, and I used to have a Android phone. In fact, my phone has a current problem still. I can't take pictures when the battery is dead, and the same problem with the other phone I had during the time during the dance. It was a dead phone. I believe I had my charger with me because I believe I tried to charge it before I went to the dance. I don't think it was very successful. It died before I got there, and of course, phone wouldn't take pictures. So I tried to charge, and against my better judgment, I probably just should have left it alone, to be totally honest. But I was trying everything that I possibly could to take pictures because I was with a ex-girlfriend at the time that really wanted me to come. So apparently wanted me to take pictures, so I said I would take pictures there. So that's why I was trying anyways. And guess what? The phone decided it wanted to take a picture at the worst timing possible. And person was standing right in front of me. I was sitting down, and they were standing right in front of me, and I was aware of this. Well, I kind of wasn't until I looked up and saw her, but They like they like had like a table like right in front of me that I was, you know, facing with the phone, and the flash went off and took a picture. You can almost guarantee that looked bad. So of course, person confronts me when this happened. She walks over to me, and I tell her exactly what happened. But I don't think she like remembers it or what happened, because I've talked to her last year about this current situation, and she has forgiven me, but she hasn't talked to me. You know, she is like pretty much unfriended me. She doesn't talk to me. It's very weird. This was like on Facebook, so it's like, huh. Anyway, so I tell her this, and I think it was all straight up at this point, I hope. But like during right now, I don't know what's going on. I have been told what exactly going on. You know, I have my suspicions. I have a belief that my ex is possibly behind this. Might have told her some things that weren't true, and that may be the case, but I really don't know. And while things have been taken care of, you know, I still want to, in a way, try to make things work. You know, try to make a friend, pretty much. If that makes any sense. So it's like, I'm not sure what to do. If you guys would have any input on what your suggestions should be, I mean, it hasn't really bothered me. It doesn't affect my daily life at all. But it's just something that I think about, you know, when you're driving down the road, especially as long as I have, you know, you just sit here and just start thinking about, you know, certain things, and just like, I don't know, kind of on the verge of moving on, sort of just want to try to make things work. And obviously I don't think that's ever going to happen, unfortunately, but yeah, that is just something that I want to discuss with you guys, so you guys may have some suggestions on maybe personal stories of your own with this, or something similar. I don't want my, we got a county mountie behind me. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but either a county mountie or, no, that's not Illinois State Police, no way. Oh, it's a sheriff. I don't know what county it's from. Probably, this is Tremont County, so probably Tremont County Sheriffs. But anyways, I just wanted to get that out there to you guys, because it's just something that it'd be nice to have some second opinions on. You know, when it comes to like friendships and whatnot, you know, I don't have very many friends. I would say I have acquaintances, but I don't talk to very many people while I'm out here. In fact, if there would be anything happen to me, it'd be days before anybody else figures out. You know, if I got an accident in the hospital, it'd be days for anyone to figure out, where I am, or if I was involved in something like that, especially if I was unconscious or a serious problem. But like I said, in terms of friendships, don't really have very many. I don't get out very often. Of course, with my job, that's not very easy. I'm not gonna go out there and do something stupid and I get in trouble, like drinking or get arrested or some stupid shit like that. But yeah, that's just a little bit of story of my life, pretty much. I think I'm going to be wrapping things up here. I'm about 11 minutes away from the shipper. I can't like upload more than like a 31-minute episode just because I have very limited storage on my phone. I've mentioned this before, I believe, but how I do YouTube and all that stuff on the road is I have a laptop back there in the bunk where I can edit videos. I can export or render videos without internet, which is very, very nice. I haven't figured out what I want to do with that exactly. I was going with Verizon, but it was just way too fucking expensive. There was like $93 for 30 gigs of data. Fucking ridiculous, man. I want to try Metro PCS. I don't know what you guys would think about this. They have like 75 gigs of data for, I believe, $90, which is way better. Or I believe it's like 75 or something like that. A little bit less than that. So I'm getting more. I'm getting exactly what I'm paying for, which is nice. But I'll have to find a dealer someplace because we don't have a Metro PCS dealer just locally where I live, so that would be another complication. But ultimately how I do things is I take videos on the GoPro, put it on a laptop, edit it, render them, and because I have an AirDrone, which is very, very nice, I take the videos, put them on my phone, and then I will upload them using my data. I can use mobile hotspot on this phone, but I only have like 10 gigs of data for that. I have straight talk, so yeah, I'm not going to use my data as long as, if I don't have to. This is a lot easier. So videos are like, they're delayed, like a day late or something like that. So like, for instance, right now I'm in Illinois during this video, and I could be in like Kentucky today, and you guys wouldn't know, but I would. So that makes sense. That's how I do things. I know there's probably easier ways to do things, but this is essentially the way that I know how to do things. But other than that, I think I'm going to be wrapping things up here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.